let's continue with decorators, and let's say we can have decorators with parameters, which we will discuss now. Let's say we'll start off with a new file, and we'll start off with this and say let's define a function. Let's say def evening greeter. So we are just making a greeter which greets in the evening and in the morning. So we have def evening greeting. This takes a function, yes, and then we have in this we have another function. Let's say def function wrapper. We have a function wrapper out here which takes a parameter x. This will print good evening. This should print good evening with the function dot name, right? So let's say with the func whatever has been passed dot underscore underscore name underscore underscore, and then you have after this it should say plus function dot underscore underscore name plus, and then you can have returns whatever is the function x. Okay, so you can have this, and let's say we need to close this print, and then let's call this function with parameter x, and we'll return the function wrapper in the evening greeting. So we'll return the function wrapper. This is we did quite some decorators out here, so it returns the function wrapper. Now just like you have an evening greeting, let's have a morning greeting. So we can just copy this up and paste it, and then instead of an evening greeting, let's have something called as a morning greeting, where we have the function wrapper just as you had the morning greeting. Instead of good evening, you would say now good morning, okay, and then it will return something else, and then of course you return the function wrapper. Now let's say after this we have function called as foo, or it's just an ordinary function which takes in a parameter x, okay, and what it does is it just prints for the let's say it just prints hello, that's it, right? That's all. And of course you are going to call foo with a parameter that's, let's say the parameter is going to be foo, and let's say hi. We'll just pass hi, okay, and print hello. Of course if you want to add x, you can add x2, right? Now this particular function I'm going to decorate it with evening greeting for now, right? So I need to save that. It's going to be greeter. It's going to be a greeter, that's it. Alright, let's have a function f5. So the minute I call foo, what does it print first? It first decorates it. It says first good evening, and what is the function name? Foo. The function name is foo, and then it say returns this particular function. Whatever is the function. What is the function? We call the function, it says hello, and then it prints the x that we gave. Okay, but there's a problem. Sometimes you want to greet when it's good evening, when it's evening you want him to greet with good evening. When it's morning you want him to greet with good morning, right? So this, though most of the contents are same, we need a capability where in morning you should be able to use this particular greeter, in evening you should be able to use this particular greeter. So we need to be able to add a parameter. If I can add a parameter to a decorator, okay, a parameter to a decorator, then we can do this particular task very well. So now what we can do is we'll just modify this entire program, and now instead of having these two of them like this, what we can do is we can just define just one where we call it as def greeting. Okay, now before passing, you don't need to call, you don't need to first, you can just call this function and just say expression, some sort of expression which you're going to send, either good evening, good morning, something like that. Now in this we are going to have a def greeting decorator. So let's have a greeting decorator. So greeting decorator, and in the greeting decorator, in this we will now pass the function. Cool. Now, whatever is there below, I'll just scrap that off for now. I don't need to decorate this currently. I will come to that later. Now, in this greeting decorator, in this we have the function wrapper, okay, which will take in the value of x. It will print the expression plus, and then let's have something like this, plus func dot underscore underscore name underscore underscore plus return something, right? So let's say, what does it return? And then call the function func of x. Now I return, okay, I need to return the function wrapper, so I'll return the function wrapper out here, and then of course I'll return the greeting decorator. Correct? All I need to do is I need to now decorate foo. So I'm going to say I'll decorate that with greeting, but this time I can send a parameter, right? So if I say, morning, okay, and then I run this. So it'll say good morning. Foo returns hello, hi. So if I send, instead of morning, I send good evening, right? So I just need to decorate the function accordingly. I'll just say function f5, good evening, foo returns hello, hi. So hope you understood this. Now this is about having parameters in decorators with parameters. Now let's just go ahead and do some tasks now. Let's do classes instead of functions. Okay, let's do classes instead of functions for decorators. We'll just start up with, let's start up with a new file. So here we have, up till now we use functions as decorators. So before we define a decorator as a class, we'll introduce one method. The method is called as the, I'm going to say, the underscore underscore call underscore underscore method of classes. We mentioned already that a decorator is simply, it is a callable object. Okay, so a decorator is nothing but an object which you can call, and that will take a function as an input parameter. Okay, so a function is a callable object. Many Python programmers do not know this, and they blunder with regards to explaining things in that particular fashion. Okay, so we can define classes as callable objects as well. This is something which we will understand in this particular program. The underscore call method is called if the instance is called like a function that is using brackets. Okay, so we are going to do something. All right, let's define a class A. So you have a class A, and we say def underscore underscore init underscore underscore. We pass self to it, and then we print in init. It says an instance of A was initialized, right?